Well, hey, we're on. Should I be this happy though? Good evening, welcome along. Another edition of the Sunday Bunch with myself, Terry, Dino, and Gary tonight. Terry, how's your day been?
Deflated.
That's
how my day has been.
Fair enough. Dino, how's your day?
A lot of mixed emotions. Happy, sad, angry, pissed off.
Oh. Is that because your hair's not sitting right tonight? Gary P, down in you're in Yorkshire, you're near Leeds, way, somewhere like that.
Yeah, Wakefield, just south of Leeds.
Wild
West Yorkshire.
Wakefield used to be great night out. Rooftop gardens in
rooftops.
Wakefield.
I know it well.
Fantastic. How's your day been anyway?
The bit in the middle wasn't too great, was it? Not the end anyway, but yeah, could have been better, could have been worse.
Right, okay. Look, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat if you want to have your say. Before we start, we want to say a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions, our channel sponsor for this season. And if you want to check them out, there is a link in the description below. Get yourself on there, win yourself some prizes. Already on the chat, John McKinney says, fucking fuming. But what can we do? Macam Cabby, hi to the Macam Cabby. Fine margins, that's all it was. Alan Robinson, our keeper and defence were poor today. Two huge games coming up, Forest and Wolves. They have to be 6 points. Peter Cole says, 09 will never, ever, ever be Premier League standard, he says down there. Elephant in the room. Robin Roos was rubbish today, apparently. So we're going to get onto it anyway. Start lineup when you saw it. Were you happy with the lineup, the formation, and stuff like that, Terry?
Well, I mean, if Ballard was fit, he starts 100% over Luke 09. We all know that anyway because he's done it for the most of the season. But you don't really change a winning side and you beat Spurs, so you keep the same team. So you can't have it always. And with Ballard being on the bench, clearly he wasn't 100% fit to start the game of football, so we couldn't really do anything else. So, yeah, as happy as could be, to be honest.
Right, okay, fair enough. Gary, the lineup, was it as you expected, or are you happy with the formation?
Yeah, I agree with Terry. You wouldn't imagine there was going to be too many changes, but having said that, with Ballard and 09, that was the big question, wasn't it? Was Ballard fit enough to start? Apparently he's trained all week. Was that a risk? Was there a bit of sentiment involved as regards 09? Don't know, but I can't help but think in both penalty boxes, Ballard would have given us something a bit extra if he'd been on earlier.
Just very quickly, shout out to Jackie Shields, of course, Jack's mum. They love Luke 09, but he was out of his depth today, I'm afraid. And Emma says, that's right, Gary, could have been worse at 4-1. Dino, happy with the starting lineup?
I mean, was it when we last game against Tottenham? I mean, you could see Ballard coming in, but again, is he just on the bench just in case? Because I don't think he would have came on unless Alderete got injured. If Alderete didn't get injured, so maybe he was just there just for that reason in case of injury. Hopefully, probably didn't want to risk him, but unfortunately, Alderete has picked up something, so he's had to come on. So it was probably just one of them. It was like Maddison for Spurs the other day. He was on the bench, but probably not ready to play. And he was just there just in case something happened. So it was probably the same with Ballard. But yeah, I was happy with the team, to be fair. It's one against Tottenham. I won against Newcastle. So it was just, the team's good enough. The team is good enough.
Right, okay. Joe MCM says, 09, a coaching job, not in the team. DIARRA a bit poor. Ian Wilkinson says Ballard should have been on at half time, but there might have only been 30 minutes in Ballard, when he's brought him on. So, like I said, ideally he'd have been on from the start. So we're inside 2 minutes and we're 1-0 down already. I mean, I'm sure we're all swearing at the telly and what have you. Was it down to 09, that first goal? I mean, he was like nowhere near him, was he? Terry?
No, it wasn't just down to 09. It's a team performance. You got players trying to mark Cash and McGinn, and they got round the back, and you got to stop the crosses coming in the first place. But yeah, it's primarily his job as centre back to mark Watkins, and obviously you got Rodgers and Watkins, two English class players. Look, at the end of the day, Villa were a really good side, top quality players, and just at this very, very, very high level, Luke 09 is found out against the best, isn't it? Let's face it. Ballard probably would stop one or two of those goals going in. He would at least mark Watkins better. But at the end of the day, it wasn't just Luke 09's fault. Or the other players to blame as well. But yeah, the blame's going to go to Luke 09 because it was poor. He didn't mark Ollie Watkins, whether it was too early in the game and he was just getting warmed up, I don't know, for whatever reason. But it was a free header. Should never been a free header. And we gifted them a goal. And I was thinking to myself before the game, if we can get it about 60, 70 minutes in the game, 0-0, and then sneak a win it towards the end. But you let a goal in the first minute, you're up against it, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just very quickly before I pass this round, Jim Buck's on here, hating all the negativity. Stop the whining, all of yous, and stuff like that. And of course, he goes on to say, "Look, stop the negativity. We played the top 4 side, and we're still in with a share of European football." Listen, I'm a positive person when it comes to Sunderland, and I want it. But we're here just to analyse what's gone on today. Pick over the bones of it and say it how it is. It's not necessarily about being negative. We just want to. We're pointing out what's gone on. Dino. Should 09 have picked Watkins up, for that first goal? I mean, like I said, we weren't even 2 minutes in.
I mean, it's so easy to point the finger at Luke 09 like everybody does. I mean, did no one want to say the fact that John McGinn ran off Enzo Lefebvre? Bear in mind, McGinn's not a winger. He's a centre mid playing out on the right, and he's just ran past everybody and just chipped the ball into the box. Is no one going to mention that? Oh, no, it's all 09, because that just seems to be the thing, just pointing the finger at 09. Yeah, 09 could have done a little bit better, but if you look on the slow motion replay when he's running over, he kind of stumbles a bit as well. Maybe if he doesn't stumble, maybe he gets his head there. You just don't know. It's fine margins, but at the end of the day, that cross shouldn't be coming in the first place. It was poor defending from the off because 2 people are standing in front of, I think it was Matty Cash who played the ball over the top. Not one person tracked that run. And when they did track the run, it was too late. He was already at the byline, crossing the ball at the back to the back post. Could Robin Roos maybe be in a better position to try and catch it because it was a floating cross? I mean, there's just so many ifs and buts. I mean, it's easy to say, if Dan Ballard was able to head it away, but we don't know that. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to say he would because everyone prefers Ballard over 09, but you can't say, we definitely wouldn't have conceded then because players make mistakes. But for me, the initial cross shouldn't be coming in the first place. But it's just so easy to just point out Luke 09 and say it was his fault. So for me, the fact that the cross came in and he's just ran off Enzo Lefebvre like he wasn't there. I mean, it's John McGinn. However, he's not quick. Good player, but he's not quick. He's not a winger, and I thought he had a really good game again, and he made our left side look really weak.
Right, okay. Emma on the chat says, after today, it's no wonder I've got grey hairs. Joe says, bye, McGinn. There you go. People need to, Matty says, people need to stop slagging off the team today. We were 3-1 down. Nobody's it's not about slagging the team off. It's just about analysing what's gone on today, pointing these things out. We came back from 3-1 and we did tremendous. And I'm sure all of us, were like, jumping for joy. We'll get onto it anyway. Terry, you want in there?
Yeah, I don't think anybody in the panel slagged up the team yet. There's a lot of slagging going off online, though, on social media, like usual. That's what happens, isn't it? You're either over the moon or you're absolutely rubbish. So, it's one of the others, in-betweens. But, at the end of the day, look, Aston Villa are a class side. You know, they're in the top 4 for a reason. They're in the semi-finals of the Europa League for a reason. They're there because they're good.
Yeah, right. Okay. SJ says, I'll bring you in now, just now, Gary. SJ says, well, we're not all complaining, Jimbo. Miles Personal, I'm afraid Rogers round rings, round 09. Ian Wilkinson, Nordy, better at centre half, not full back, apparently. Lafie is crap, man. Well, there you go. Don't see that myself, but never mind. Gary, should 09 have picked Watkins up, or is it more about, you know, stopping them crosses or what?
I think it's both. I think one of the weaknesses we might have, because I've seen it a couple of times this season, is when players get down the channel like McGinn did today. I think we maybe struggle with that a little bit. We're in a position where our centre halves don't know whether to stick or twist, leaves us exposed in the middle. Not quite sure what the solution is. That was a lovely little dink from McGinn, and there's something about him that I don't like, and it's not just that he's Scottish. But he grafted today. He was good. You know, he made life difficult for us. Should have somebody been in the far post? It's quite natural, isn't it, for defenders to get drawn across, maybe Roofs as well. I'm not criticising 09 directly. I just think it's disappointing. It's inevitable. You ask a question about would Ballard have made a difference? The other thing about these things, just for the people on the chat, is I think if we do this on a Sunday night after a Saturday, we've all got time to analyse, think about it. But this is still raw, isn't it? We pulled back to 3-3 and then lost 4-3. So it's almost like a counselling session. So, you know, bear with kind of thing, because we're all probably still trying to come to terms with what we've seen.
Yeah, Dino, you could be Scottish as well with your ginger beard and your ginger locks. You just need a box of porridge to be on the front of. Terry?
Yeah, I think it makes it even worse that we had the chance to go and win it, to go 4-3 up. So it's like Dino said, so many different emotions, and even so many different emotions in a matter of 5 or 6 minutes. You just you're on top of cloud 9, then you're on the ground. You're just like, you just couldn't make it up today. You really couldn't.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll go 1-0 down within 2 minutes. And then, you know, it seemed to be a kick up the arse for us. Because, I mean, you know, we get the equaliser and chuff for Chris Rigg, his first Premier League goal and stuff like that. We were well worth the equaliser, were we not, Dino?
I mean, I thought it was a very open game. I thought we responded really well. I felt like we had like a little 5-10 minute spell where we were on top and we were just pressing them, and we were creating we weren't getting shots on goal, but you could tell that we're trying to penetrate. And I mean, DIARRA done quite well going down the right hand side, whipping it in. I thought it was a lovely little layoff from Siddiqui. And to be fair, Chris Rigg's not really known for his shooting, but he put that right in the corner, and obviously great goal for him, getting off the mark, because he does get a lot of criticism saying he's not a winger and he's not strong enough. And I think Chris Rigg's coming into his own on that right-hand side. Still, I prefer him not to be there, but I mean, we've got injuries to Nelson and stuff like that, so he's out there, and I think he's done a good job since the derby, to be fair. I think he's done really well on that right-hand side, and it's a really good goal. And you think 1-1, can we kick on? And after the goal, I felt like we just lost a little bit of momentum for some reason. But it was a good response, and it was a really good goal.
Yeah, definitely. Gary, we were worth our equaliser, weren't we? I mean, I thought from going 1-0 down, I thought we did well all of the first half myself. Was it a kick up the arse we needed?
Well, we needed a kick up the arse. Obviously, they started brightly, but I think one of the great things about this team this season is even when we go 1-0 down, you fancy us to come back. And I think the stat was we've earned something like 19 points from games where we've gone behind in. The other team on 19, a Villa. I think what I quite like is it doesn't necessarily change a great deal. We still keep playing our game and get the ball, possession. Obviously, Xhaka's in the middle, spreading it side to side. So no, I don't think we should kick up the arse, but I think even at 1-0 down, I can remember teams in the past particularly Simon Grayson and Chris Coleman's team, they went 1 goal down and that was it. We're done. Because you knew they just didn't have the fight or the bollocks to come back from that. I never feel that about this team. So, if anything, disappointed to go in 2-1 down at half time because I thought we'd matched them for, well, long periods.
Yeah, and there is also that stat at the moment where when we scored first, we haven't lost as well. You know, so even though if we do go a goal down, you know, we are always capable of coming back. Terry, were we well worth our equaliser?
Oh, 100%. I thought after we let that goal in, we responded really well for the next 10, 15 minutes, and basically we scored. And I thought it was a well-worked goal. Like DIARRA chipped the ball over, Sadiq laid it back, and Chris Rieger took a touch and then placed it. Martinez had no chance, and I'm over the moon for the young lad scoring his first goal in a Sunderland shirt. And yeah, I mean, like Gary said, I thought really we probably deserved to go in at half-time ones apiece, and for 2 sort of Ollie Watkins sitters, you know, we could have been in front. And I think the lads can always respond, always come back from a goal down and never say die attitude. And they're resilient, but I think today, to be fair, overall was a poor defensive display. Hence the reason he let 4 goals in. We'll have to improve on that. But yeah, we're well worth equalising goal.
Just very quickly on the chat then, Peter Hunter Havelock says, we proved one thing today, we can compete with the big teams. We had Villa scared for a while in the game, and that's it. I mean, I don't know how you were, but I mean, I got carried away with it all, going, you know, Chelsea lost, and you know, Everton are not really going to beat Liverpool, and we're going to beat Villa, and we're going to be 6th, and you know, and it was never ever going to be that easy. Dino?
I mean, I know what you mean because I've been doing it myself, but yeah, you've got to look at it from this standpoint. The start of the season, we thought we're going to be in a relegation scrap. We haven't. So we've overachieved regardless because we're in the top half and we're actually going for Europe. No one would have ever thought that. So now you just take it as it comes. You think, if we're getting to Europe, that's just amazing. But maybe we're not ready for it. But I would love to get it. But it's second season syndrome as well. Do you really want to have Europe with the second season syndrome? Because obviously it's even harder to stay in the league next season. But to see something in Europe would be amazing. But I think it might be a bit too early for it. But if we get there, mint. If we don't, it's still a great season. And if we can finish above the Mags, I mean, that would just top it off, really, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? So there is a chance. But for me, the season has been a success regardless if we get Europe or not.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the second season syndrome thing, I don't think it's going to happen. I think, you know, up above have got a plan, and I think they're just, I just think they're ready for it. In my opinion, I've just got confidence in that. Terry?
Yeah, it doesn't always happen. Look at Forest.
Yeah, but it's happening now with Forest, though, and it's like 3rd or 4th.
It's not the second season, is it?
Well, yeah. But
second season,
just very quickly on the chat though, SJ says when Lafayette isn't in the side, we don't create much. He's a good player. Emma says we fought back. To me, that's what I ask of the team. Ian Wilkinson, we didn't deserve to lose. Yeah, there's lots of opinions on there, but we go 2-1 down. Then, you know, after fighting our way back. You know, I mean, we can say that the defense was poor. Was it down to not stopping the crosses? I mean, me and Dino were talking before we came on and said, you know, the quality of the crosses are good to win. I think even though, you know, some of the defending when they were coming in, surely it was about stopping those crosses. Terry?
I think he's froze. Oh.
Are you in Michael Bowers' house, Terry?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, hello. Terry, can you hear us?
The lights are
now,
on.
yes.
You can now. Right, I'm saying, was it about, should we have been concentrating on stopping the crosses? Right, I mean the defending wasn't brilliant, you know, when they were coming in, but surely stopping the cross stops anything of that. Is that where we've gone wrong there?
I think the second goal was the worst goal to give away. To be honest, I think it was again poor positioning from Loco and 9. I think he needs to be doing better. If he's marking a top quality striker like Ollie Watkins, it was far too easy. But at the same time, it doesn't get any help with balls coming in the box. I think Chris Rigg did well going forward, but he needs to sort of learn to help out in defence a lot better than he has been doing. I think he needs to look at Enzo Lafay on the left. He tracks back and puts a shift in. I think Chris Rigg sort of sometimes doesn't help out at the back as much as the other side. But for me, so again, the caution that came over. But again, I honestly believe if Dan Ballard's on the pitch, that ball goes nowhere near Ollie Watkins. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, even on that, when they went 2-1 up, you know, if Luke O'Nien had got to that ball, it would have been an own goal. I mean, he went flying in.
His positioning was bad. His positioning, he's not a natural centre back. You know, Ballard's a natural centre back. He commands his area. He's a different class to Luke O'Nien, and that's not like slagging off Luke O'Nien in any way. Just Dan Ballard's a better player. He was brought up in that position. He's played all of his career in that position. And he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League when fit, Ballard. So for me, Ballard, that ball doesn't come across. Now, I'm not sure about Roof's positioning, whether he could come out and claim it. I haven't watched the back too many times. But yeah, I honestly feel that goal should have been stopped long before it got to Ollie Watkins' head.
Yeah, right, okay. Was it about stopping the crosses, Gary, today?
Yeah, just nodding along there with what Terry said. Shouldn't have even come in. Having said that, I don't think it was the worst goal to concede. It was actually a very good goal. I mean, Morgan Rogers, a couple of years back, he was playing for Borough, and when we played them a couple of times in the Championship, he didn't stand out at all. He's come on leaps and bounds since then. You know, to me, he's an absolute shoe-in for England in the summer. I think Nordy sort of like marked him pretty well. It sort of like contained him, but just that little dink in, and I can't remember the name of the lad who crossed it, but again, they got down the channels, didn't it? It was definitely a ploy, and I think it's a weakness of ours. And once they're down the channel, we're trying to get back. We're trying to stop it. But I think it was a very, very good goal, really incisive. And yeah, could O'Nien have got across? But as somebody just said, any touch from there, there's a good chance of an own goal. So I can't be too critical about him on that one. I think we'll probably have to look back in terms of who was tracking back to stop it in the first place.
Right, okay. Matt and Cabby says can't be harsh on DIARRA, the amount of players who miss one-on-one. We'll go get onto that soon anyway. Emma just won 6 points and above the Mags. 6 points from Forest and Wolves. We'll get on to those games coming up. Dino, was it all about stopping the crosses today, do you think, really?
It was just everything, really, when you think about it. I mean, Chris Rigg scored at the other end, but he didn't track Mattison. It was Mattison who put the ball in. Obviously, Rogers does really well on the left-hand side, their left-hand side, our right side. He's doing his little trickery, and then Mattison just runs off him, and Chris Rigg doesn't track it. He gets to the byline, and he whips. I mean, the ball is whipped in between defenders and keeper. It's one of them horrible areas. It's like the fourth goal with what they scored. It was one of them. It's like a proper dangerous ball where it's very hard to defend against. But people are again saying Luke O'Nien. Alderete was in front of Luke O'Nien. If Alderete was in a better position, it wouldn't have went through. Do you know what I mean? Everyone forgets that. Everyone just likes to point Luke O'Nien because you see him doing a diving header trying to stop it. But Alderete is standing there, and he's not in a good position. But yet Luke O'Nien's getting all the blame. No one's shouting at Chris Rigg for losing Mattison to the byline, not tracking him properly. Do you know what I mean? It's just let's blame Luke O'Nien because he's the easy target, because he's not the good player in the defence. The whole defence was poor the day. I thought Ronaldo was terrible as well. I thought Nordy had a very shocking game. Alderete wasn't at his best, and O'Nien was probably the worst out of all of them. But let's not critique O'Nien just by himself. The lot were terrible. Roofs was not very good. I mean, they hit the bar from the corner. They hit the bar from the corner because Roofs missed the ball. So let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, defensively we were poor the day, but it was a really good ball in, and it's just on Watkins' head. it's unfortunate. That's what quality is. I mean, look at our quality of crosses in today. Apart from the one what fell to Rig, what other good crosses did we put in? None. Xhaka's was always overhit. Every cross then put in the box was dangerous, and they scored from 3 of them.
Right, okay. Just very quickly on the chat then, Peter Hunter Havelock said it's in our hands to get the Europe, plus it's a very tight league. I said again, underestimate Sunderland at your peril. This is a good team compared to the teams we've had in the past. There's no disputing that. I mean, we're all old enough to have watched some dross in years gone by. Emma says, since Phil hasn't said it, 90 watching, only 30 likes. It takes 10 seconds. So I'm going to say there's 91 people on the stream at the moment, and we've only got 31 likes. So hit the thumbs up, give us a like, and we'll love you forevermore. We'll try to get to 100 as we do on a Sunday. So we get half time. Were Villa worth their half-time lead? I mean, I thought we edged it in the first half. Do you think it should have sort of a fair half-time score would have been a draw? Terry?
Right. Yeah, I've already said. I think with both teams would have been a fair result to go in at half-time 1-1. But like Dino says, the quality of the players going forward for Aston Villa, you know, like Gary said, Rodgers, Watkins, you know, you've got some class players up there. So Tillemans as well, you know, and your wide men. So yeah, you've got to end of the day. We probably did deserve to go in at 1-1, but we didn't because of 2 sloppy goals we gave away.
Right, okay. So Dino, was 2-1 them winning at half time, but was that sort of fair reflection, do you think?
No, not really. I mean, it could have been 3-1 because they hit the bar from the corner. They've obviously got the 2 goals. I mean, other than the Chris Rigg chance, did we really did we test Martinez? I don't think we did. Everything was quite poor crosswise. I mean, I thought Villa were lucky not to be up there by 3-1. So I think Sunderland got a little bit lucky. I thought we were very sloppy at times defensively. They would keep counting on the counter attack. So I feel like we're very lucky to go in at 2-1, to be fair.
See, this is me once again seeing a different game to what you. So I thought we looked very comfortable in the first half.
You've got your Sunderland glasses on.
Well, maybe I'm just giving my opinion, and as you know, Dino, I'm entitled to it.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, Gary. Do you think they were worth their half-time lead?
I'm with you, Phil. Okay, yeah, they look dangerous going forward. Watkins was a handful, but I think in terms of possession and control of the game, I think if they'd have gone in 1-1, I don't think there'd be too many complaints. Yeah, we were slack. We've already said bad defending. If you allow somebody like Watkins the space and time to do what he did, then you're going to struggle. But no, I thought we were good for going in at half time. What I did hope is that we would go at half time and get ourselves a little bit get on top of some of those problems second half, and then we did exactly the same, didn't we?
Yeah, right. Okay. Just very quickly, then I want to do a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, of course, Wolf Competitions. There's a link in the description. Get yourself on there. Win yourself loads of prizes, cars, holidays, cash. Loads of cash. We deliver loads of cash. And we was out just there last week, and somebody won this. If you kill yourself out, you're going to look like a football hooligan. Come and tag on the roof. Briefly for Wolf Competitions, we're out here in, is it Howden you pronounce it? I think it is. Anyway, Wales End Way. And we're here to see Maria Murphy, who's only gone and won £1,000 badge voucher. No, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, £5,000 of spending badge. It's going to have a chat with Maria. Come on, away, Carla. Come on, keep up. Away, come on. How you doing? You all right? Ta-da! Are you Maria?
Yeah.
Come and have a chat with us. Come on, come out here. Maria!
You've got to see her.
What a character. We like you, man.
Oh, yes.
What competitions, how long have you been playing?
About 3 weeks.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you newbie?
Yeah.
This your first win?
First win, yeah. I think it was about £2. It was a penny a go.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're good. We're not allowed to play, you know. We go to people all the time, like, and that's no, we're not allowed to
You've
play.
got to be in it to win it. That's what my old dad used to say.
Exactly. So look, listen, you've won £1,000, £5 grand.
£5
To
grand.
spend it in badge. Have you been a badge before?
No, but I've been looking. I've been fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
It's unbelievable. All the top brands are in there.
All the top brands.
You know what? If you kick yourself out, you're going to look like a football hooligan. Come and take on the roof. There's all sorts in there. There's great stuff and there's lady stuff as well. You can do a family, actually.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you don't have to buy your turkey stuff anymore. You can have the real stuff.
I'm getting a new wardrobe now.
Spend it all on it.
I put £2 on it. Gets him some holiday clothes. Can't believe it.
No, you should keep buying the snidey stuff. You get the legit stuff for yourself. That's what you got to do.
Aye.
So anyway, look, £5,000 spending badge. That is yours. Can I have a celebratory dance? How nuts is Maria? She's mint. Listen. Yeah. She's nuts. wolfcompetition.co.uk. Be a winner like Maria. There you go. She was nuts, but what a lovely lady. So get yourself on there. You could be a winner. Wolfcompetitions.co.uk, our channel sponsors, and there is a link in the description if you want to head that way. Right, okay. So second half, like you just said there, Gary, you was hoping, rocking up the arse. You got to come out all fired up, second half, son, and ready to go. And we just didn't learn from the first half because it was identical. They score. And we're 3-1 down. Did you honestly then think game over, Gary?
I did, yeah. But as you know, I'm prone to quick bouts of utter pessimism when I see what I'd seen, and I just thought we were just trying to. At that point, we were going to be lucky to stay in the game. I did expect a fourth. I thought they were going to. We've had some crap results down at Villa Park over the years, and I did think there was a fourth in it for them at that point. So, yeah, I couldn't see us getting back into it. I didn't think we were creating enough. I think the ball wasn't sticking to Brobby. So, although we were having possession, I thought the better players on the pitch were theirs. And I thought we were done at that point.
Right, okay. Terry, 3-1 down straight away, straight after half time. Did you sort of like think, well, that's it now? I mean, they're a good side.
I'll be completely honest. I wanted Ballard on at half time for 09. Simple as. I was more disappointed when the team came out and Ballard wasn't on the pitch. So clearly he wasn't fit enough, unless, like Dino says, he was absolutely needed from a player getting injured. So, yeah, and then before you know it, we're another goal down, sloppy defending, poor defending again. And I always said through my live stream, we'd score another goal. I fancy us to get a goal, even though, went through a long period where we just looked as if we're never going to get back into the game. But you've got to believe in. I think the team never stops believing, and that's the thing about it. But yeah, same as the first half, letting an early goal in second half, criminal, really.
All right, Journey, don't stop believing. Dino, 3-1 down. I mean, Dino, you're not the most positive person in the world ever. You probably thought it was game over at 2-1, but 3-1, you was probably that was it. You probably switched the telly off, did you?
I mean, no. I still watched. I was just thinking, how many is this going to be by? That's what I was thinking. Because Sunderland haven't scored more than 3 goals 3 times this season. It was West Ham, Burnley, and someone else I can't remember. So we're not really known to be scoring loads of goals. So I'm thinking that's probably game over, to be fair. And then obviously we get the 2, and you're thinking, oh my god. And then you're just like, oh, we'll hold on for the draw. If we can get a point from this, brilliant. And then
well, let me.
Yeah, I'm going too far. But when it was 3-1, I was just thinking, how many is this going to be by? But again, we're seeing poor defending. We were on the attack. And Ronaldo, I mean, I'm trying to think. I think Lafay gives it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo turns back towards the defence and gets caught by McGinn. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. With defence just had an awful game going forward and going backwards. And the caught on the counter-attack. And then 09 runs a bit too deep. What plays Morgan Rogers onside, because Watkins plays the ball through to Rogers, because 09 plays him onside, and then obviously taps it in. So, yeah, 09 poor defensively, but we were on the attack and we lost the ball in their half. Can you blame 09 for that? No. We're on the attack. Again, it's just poor game management from us, making silly mistakes, and it cost us. And 3-1, I think everyone thought, that's it now.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, it was West Ham, Burnley, and Bournemouth. SG on the chat said. He's also saying hopefully Ballard will be straight in the side on Friday. SFC, no. Can't believe the plastic fans are getting on DIARRA's back. He's a young lad and he'll learn. 09 need to spell it on the subs bench, apparently. So, I just want to ask, because I mean, when I first saw it, I was screaming at the telly, and then even when I saw it back again, Roger's tackle on Mukiele, I remember it was just sort of outside the box, and it looked like he absolutely took his legs, and there was nothing given at all. Wasn't even a free kick given. And I just want your thoughts on that quickly, Terry.
Yeah, I thought it was a free kick, but obviously the referee wasn't close enough to see it and didn't give it, did he? So I think I don't know if I watched it again in the replay. I can't quite remember now. Did he get the ball first before he got Mukiele, or just take Mukiele out?
That's what they're saying. So I just thought it was a bad tackle, and the fact, I mean, because I was screaming for a card, never mind, but we didn't even get a foul for it. Gary, did you see it? Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think there was one or two where the referee, maybe there were the 50-50s, and he bottled making a decision. There was another one where one of their players came through one of ours. I can't remember who was involved, and he turned away. He was following the ball, and I'm thinking, a couple of late challenges like that. I can't remember his name, but it wasn't the best of refs for me, and definitely a bit of a homer with somebody let go.
Right, okay, and Dino.
I mean, I think you're picking the wrong talking point. To be fair, it wasn't a penalty, it wasn't a foul. It was just something new.
I just wanted your opinion on it.
It was something you thought was a foul, which wasn't given, and it wasn't a bad tackle. Now I've seen a load of worse tackles than that. We get a free kick. What we're going to do? We haven't scored from free. We don't score from free kicks. It would have probably just been a shit ball at the box anyway, like everything was from us. So I think it's a bit irrelevant.
So because we're not very good with the free kicks, to get a free kick, we'll just say the ref, it doesn't matter because we're shit. We're going to miss anyway.
I just think that tackle's just a little bit irrelevant because it wasn't a foul. It wasn't like you all looked at it. You know what I mean?
It was just the way I saw it, and I was screaming at the telly. I would just, again, wanting to know if I'd watched the same match as you watch, sort of thing. I just, for me,
Phil, sometimes I think you're watching a different game anyway. Stuff you like. I think I'm just watching another team with blue tops on.
Maybe I had the Everton game on without realising, you know what I mean? But right, okay. Look, I want to sort of start with through this because I don't want to be running out of time. Got the subs on Ballard, Talby, Hume on. I want to just mention our final passes. A lot of the time, we're just going all over the shop, and I was sort of screaming at that. There was a tackle that Ballard put in at the back, absolutely superb. And I just want to, we'll keep this brief. All right. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but do you not think Ballard should be considered for an England call-up? Go on, you can go with that, Dino.
He plays for Pig and Island, man.
Oh, is that why? Oh well. Sorry.
Are you Mickey Gray?
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is when this goes out, because it's not live. Unfortunately, it is. I could have edited that out and it would have looked slick.
Phil, Mickey Gray said the same on TalkSport earlier this season.
Oh, Hume should get an England call-up though, shouldn't he? Right. Okay. Right. I've just made a right tit of myself there.
You do that all the time, anyway.
Don't worry. That'll be in the outtakes. Right. Okay. So 2 goals in 2 minutes. Right. We're thinking 3-1 down. I didn't think it's the end. I thought, oh, if we can nick a draw, I'd have been over the moon with a draw. So we'll get 2 goals in 2 minutes. I mean, did you go mental, Terry?
Well, I mean, I was thinking with 10 minutes to go, let's just get a goal. Let's make them fight for the last 5-10 minutes. But I was watching on Sky Go, so I'm about 2 minutes behind the live commentary, and I looked at my phone. I seen 3-2. Went, oh, fucking get in 3-2. Can't wait to watch this goal. And I'm sitting waiting for the goal. I glanced at my phone again. I said 3-3. I went, what? And we still scored the bloody second goal. So it was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I mean, Hume, what a finish. We're talking about the first goal, obviously, first, but that was a fantastic finish from Trey Hume, and I was absolutely over the moon. Yeah, I was going mental, absolutely mental.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when it went 3-2, I'm thinking, we've got it at a decent, we've got enough time now to get another one and at least get a point out of this. So when the second one, and I'm jumping about the house like a lunatic. Gary, did you celebrate well when that second one went in? When we pulled it level?
Absolutely nuts. It was one of those where you just don't see it coming, do you? It doesn't happen very often where we score 2 goals in 2 minutes. I mean, the first one was absolutely class. I thought it was Lafay, and then I realised it was Hume, and then you start thinking, what the hell was Hume doing up there? Yeah. But yeah, it was a superb finish. And the ball from Lafay through to Isidore. I mean, it was really interesting at that point because they were kind of pushing up and the space in behind. And we know Isidore's had an iffy season, but he does that so well. That's when he's through like that. And, we Middlesbrough last season, I can remember him going around the keeper. He's very, very good in that position the majority of the time. So, yeah, I was chuffed for Isidore. I thought we're right back in this. And let's be honest, Villa are on the ropes at this point. To be fair, they played Thursday night, important European game. They looked as though they were floundering a bit, but yeah, if anybody was going to win it at that point, you were thinking it was us.
Yeah, I mean, I said to Dino before, come on. I mean, I like Isidore, and I know he's had a tough time, but that's what he does best. When it goes through and he's on his own, you 9 times out of 10 he'll put it on. So
yeah, but the last time he did that was against Liverpool, and he couldn't do it. So I was over the moon. He did it this time, and he learned from it rather than trying to go over the keeper. He slotted it round the keeper in the bottom corner, which was superb. And like Gary said, I thought there was only one winner, and the worst thing that could happen to Sunderland happened to Sunderland.
Right, okay. Just very quickly before I come to you with Dino, because obviously I'm getting stick for me Ballard for England thing, but also apparently I've been calling Paul Hunter Havelock Peter Hunter Havelock, but well, whatever. Dino, that second one went in, we pulled level. I'm sure you must have you maybe even saw in your chair, maybe went, well, or did you actually have a bit of a celebrate?
A smile would be good.
I didn't celebrate Humes because I just thought consolation. Because again, we don't score more than 3 goals. It's normally 2, and that's it normally for Sunderland. So Humes goes in. I'm like, nah, it's probably gonna be 3-2. And then Lafay, who's wasted out on that left-hand side, I'm just going to say that. He's in the centre, he puts in a tackle, he puts in an unbelievable ball. It actually goes through one of the midfielders' legs as well. Isidore with a great touch, to be fair, because Isidore's touch is a little bit iffy. It's either 2 out, 4 in front of him, or he doesn't bring the ball with him. And it was just perfect. And if you realise, Martinez slips, he stumbles when he comes out, he falls a bit forward. what give Isidore that time to slot at the near post. And I'm thinking, oh my God, 3-3. Like, that's when I started celebrating, because now we're in the game. There's a point, it's either a point, it may be 3, depending on how we'll go for it. Are we going to go for it? Or we're going to just sit back and just I would have took the point all day. I wouldn't have even went for the 3. I would have took the point just for the fact we're 3-1 down. And obviously, I'm guessing we're going to talk about what happened after that. But yeah, I was buzzing. I was buzzing for Isidore. But I feel like Lafay is wasted on that left-hand side. He was very quiet. I was coming into this. If we finished 3-1, I was going to come in and say Lafay did absolutely nothing on that left-hand side. And then all of a sudden, he pops up and assists Isidore. So I think we need to have a rethink about where we want to play Lafay, because I feel like Lafay needs to go where DIARRA is, because I feel like DIARRA is very non-influential on the game. I think I'd rather have Lafay where DIARRA is, but we'll talk about what happened after we went 3-3, I'm guessing.
Right, okay. So you did, smile and even celebrate a bit, which is...
on the third one. The second one was just, for me, consolation, now to celebrate.
Right, okay. Terry?
With 10 minutes to go, I picked 3 draws today. I picked Everton to draw against Liverpool, Ipswich to draw against Bury, and Sunderland to draw against Aston Villa. So when it was 3-1, I thought, well, the coupon's down. But I looked at my phone, it was 40-1 for the draw. So I put a daft quid on Sunderland to draw. So when they equalised 3-3, I cashed out 30 quid. And then my other one was all my other 3 teams were draws. I cashed out 30 quid on that one as well. And then obviously moments later, we let another goal in. But yeah, I just had a feeling we're going to come back and get a goal. I really did.
Right. Well, just very quickly, I want to give a shout out to Jim Buck, who's gifted 10 SEFC Fan TV memberships. Round of applause for Jim. Thank you very much. It's all because he's celebrating his son. His YouTube channel has just got 100 subscribers, so he's done that. So what we'll do is, Jim, if you put your son's YouTube channel in there, we'll give it a shout out. And if you can all go over to that channel, just subscribe, help him out. We love all the YouTubers, and we try and support all the other Sunderland fans and people who've got other YouTube channels. And it'll take you a second if you go over, hit the little subscribe button, and that'll help. Tino,
not all silly.
Right. So anyway, so we pulled it back there, and of course I'm thinking we can win this, right? Mm-hmm. So that ball then comes through, and it's 1-on-1 DIARRA, and there you go, and you're thinking, I'm out, I'm standing up, I'm screaming at the telly, and he tries to chip it over, and your thoughts, Terry?
Yeah, it was probably, like you say, I think we had another opportunity just before that when the cross comes in and their player falls on the ground, and I thought it was going to be an own goal and he heads it behind for a corner. I don't know if that was after when it was 3-3, but it was all Sunderland and we were on top, and he looked at Watkins on the substitutes bench when he'd been taken off. His head was down, the fans were down. Uri Emery was going absolutely apeshit on the bench. Everything was going towards Sunderland, so we were in the ascendancy. And you know, for me, that's a kind of a bit like Lafay's Panenka against Brentford. You know, it's one of those ones that you shouldn't really probably try, and it didn't really hit it hard enough to chip the keeper. It was I think the defender would have got back and cleaned up the line, even if it got over the keeper anyway. So yeah, out of all the decisions, it was the wrong one to make. And like I said, that was probably the worst thing that could have happened to Sunderland, because if that situation didn't even happen, I figured we could have gone on to get a point at least. But as soon as DIARRA done that, you sensed Villa's heads came up and our heads went down for a little bit, and then they came on the counter-attack, and you know what happened next. But yeah, he's got to put a ball under the keeper, surely.
Right, okay.
I mean, he's too close to the keeper to chip it for me.
Right, if you can try and sort of keep it brief, and so I want to get on the next bit. If it had gone over and gone in, we'd have all been saying how brilliant it was, sort of thing. Gary, he's through 1-on-1. I mean, I thought it was in. I thought he's going to put this away. So your thoughts when he did what he did?
Well, you go from being 3-1 down and thinking that's it, we're done, and all of a sudden the impetus is with us, and you just think that's it, we're going to do it. You know, brings back memories of some comebacks we've had in the past. I just thought, yeah, he'll put it over Martinez. In retrospect, I don't think it was a bad decision that he made. I think Lee Hendry on the commentary said he might have been a bit too far out to try that. And maybe he should have hit it hard and low, but he's tried to lift it. It wasn't a bad idea. Martinez is a good goalie, and he's played. Well, he's won a World Cup, hasn't he? And that was a very decisive and strong hand. Either side of that, it's a goal.
Yeah.
So it's fine margins. I don't knock the lad too much. I'm not his biggest fan, but yeah, matches are. It's like you said about the Ballard tackle earlier. I think we were 3-1 at that point, and it was Ollie Watkins, if I remember rightly. Well, whoever it was, we would have gone 4-1 down. That would have been the end of the game. Fine margins, isn't it?
Right, okay. Dino, your thoughts on him chipping the keeper?
I mean, like Terry said, I think I said this to you before we came on. I says it was like it's like the Lafay, like Terry said. He dinks it, goes in. He's the best player. He's the best player ever. But it doesn't go in. You look like a big fucking tool, and he looks like a big fucking tool at the minute. And I'm not DIARRA's biggest fan. I think he's got to get around the pitch, but his quality on the ball is not the greatest. People are saying he should have squared it. Talby, yeah, Talby was absolutely pegging it forward. But does DIARRA know he's there? Is Talby screaming, saying, "I'm on your right"? I don't think he is. And he's seen all the glory, because let's be fair, when you're one-on-one, the last thing you want to do is square it, because you're thinking, if I get the goal here, I'm the hero, I'm the man, blah, blah, blah. And he just looks a bit like a dick. And don't forget, you're not doing this against any keeper. You're doing this against a World Cup winning goalkeeper who's good at shithousery, who's a good keeper. And it just didn't work out. If he'd done that against Pickford, it'd probably work, because Pickford's got little arms. But Martinez, 6 foot odd, you've got a task to try and get it over him. I just don't understand why he didn't try and take the keeper on. Maybe players don't like to take the keepers on. I don't know why. If you fake shot it, go around him, you slide it in, and then we all know what happened next. And it was just so deflating, because we've went from no points to 1 point to potentially 3 points, then back to no points. It was them last 5 minutes of that football game just summed up the Premier League.
Right, okay. You leave yourself wide open there, Dino, saying about Pickford's little arms. They'll be on the chat going, he's a mag. He's a Geordie. You'll be getting all that again.
I'm just giving an example. Like, if you do that against Pickford, he's not as tall as lanky as Martinez, and he's not a World Cup winner. Martinez is a world-class keeper. And
right, so they get the winner. I just want a yes or no here. Did we deserve a point, Terry?
Yes.
Dino?
Deserve 3.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Gary?
Yeah, definitely a point.
Yeah, right, okay. Right, I'm gonna move on, because Gary has got something he wants to put to his ear, and we'll all have a chip in on this. And if you want to join in there on the chat, Gary, fire away, mate.
Right, I'm going to have a moan, so you'll have to indulge me for a minute. And I'll just sort of position it by saying, I think pretty much all of us over the last couple of years will praise the club for so much of what we've got right, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. I think David Bruce has been behind a lot of the initiatives that the club have done. The PR, the marketing, a lot of it's been absolutely superb. And even an old cynic like me, when we start talking about connecting, the importance of the team reflecting the community, and there's all been one, when you're coming together on a Saturday afternoon or whatever, and getting that feeling that the city and the club are connected, then certainly somebody like me, you get carried away with that, right? But to the point is, we've got to get all aspects of the club right. And I think Louis Dreyfus has talked about being kind of best in class in everything that we do. And there's an area of the club that's really letting some fans down at the moment, and that's the ticketing operation. So people might see it on social media. If not, go have a look. And I'm just going to give you some examples. So as I moaned about 2 weeks ago, 65 people, and I was one of them, had Newcastle tickets taken off them. We hadn't done anything wrong, but somebody who the club decided did do something wrong had made that purchase for us. So guilty by association. That was a ridiculous move and affected a lot of people. The guy I referred to has been banned for 3 years. He's run a supporters branch for years. He's brilliant at helping people. He sorts tickets out for people, as in moving them around. If somebody can't go, somebody else in the branch jumps in. And I know that's controversial, but I also think there's nobody at one time or another who hasn't benefited from a mate passing on a ticket. He sorts train travel out. The way the club have treated him, to me, is appalling. Absolutely appalling. And ironically, in the past, he's helped the club out loads of times where they've needed to get rid of tickets at short notice, or they've had a PR exercise and they're a ticket short. They've gone to him. So all of a sudden, they've decided he's persona non grata and they've banned him. And it doesn't just affect him; it affects everybody in his supporters branch. And if those things weren't bad enough, this week we've had people talking about trying to basically downgrade their season tickets. This is people who signed up to the Founders Bar and I think the 76 Yards Bar, and they've decided they can't afford them anymore. So they want to move back to normal season tickets, and the club have said no, they won't allow them to do that. They're putting them at the back of the waiting list. So this is people, long-term season ticket holders, who upgraded because whatever reason they could afford it. League One, maybe it's Championship. The club's put the prices up. They've decided actually that's a bit rich for me. They've asked the club, can they go back to wherever it is, North Stand, South Stand, and the club have refused, or they've said, yes, you can, or you can't. You'll have to go up the back of a waiting list. Doesn't matter how many years of loyal support you've had. Look, bottom line, lads, in any business, you've got to keep the punters happy. You've got to get them through the door. And I've had my own problems with the ticket office in trying to take my 13-year-old nephew, all sorts of problems for, basic stuff. Now, I recognise we're Premier League, I recognise we're a business, and I also recognise very much, because I've been on the other side of it, when it comes to loyalty points, the club want it to be done right. Get all that, but they're getting this hopelessly wrong. We've got Red and White Army saying that the club are not engaging sufficiently. We've had comments on other channels. There's a lot of unhappy people on Twitter, and a lot of our fans who are just saying, look, if this is all you think of me, forget it. So anyway, that's when I want to have a moan about it.
Right, okay. I mean, it's good to get this out there. I mean, I know we've been through phases in the past where trying to get tickets or trying to get hold of somebody in the ticket office has always been a nightmare, or you'd emails wouldn't be replied to and stuff like that. Now, I wasn't aware of things like, obviously somebody's had a higher grade ticket and all of a sudden they can't afford it, then you should be allowed to downgrade. Now, I wasn't aware of that, and you highlighting that is a good thing, because the more people that know about it, the more people can we're stronger together. The more people there are complaining about it, there's more chance then of us getting something done about it. There was a comment on why you were saying that came on about, is this about moving seats? So I don't know if the same thing's happening also with somebody wanting to move seats. It sounds like it could very well be if you're highlighting all this sort of stuff. But I mean, we'll do our best to sort of get it out there. And like I said, stronger together. If more people you can get on board with it, that we can try and help out with that, because we are so good in so many ways in different departments in this club now, how it's run. It's a shame, to be let down like that. And I get it. Somebody's been a season ticket holder for God knows how many years, turning around saying, well, that's it, I'm not going to go. It's tragic, really. So that's just my view on it. Dino?
Do you know what else is getting to be an issue as well? Because everything's online now. You can't go to ticket offices and getting actual physical tickets, and that's cutting the older generation out who don't know how to use PCs and phones. There needs to be more accessible to be able to get tickets for the older generation who don't know how to use these things. So I think that needs to be looked at as well for people who don't know what they're doing, because that'll turn people off of getting season tickets as well, because I don't know what to do. And there's no help out there for certain people, they don't have certain family members who can come around and sort things out for them. So
to be fair though, Dino, I mean, when that happened, they did it one season bang straight away, and we said they should have phased that in. But it's been a few seasons now where that's sort of should more or less be accepted. I mean, cashless has been. I mean, how many seasons has it been cashless now? It's at the stadium and stuff. But I get what you're saying. Older people, who are not tech savvy, and people like yourself who don't know how to turn a computer on and stuff.
But even the cashless thing, the older generation have cash. They don't like using cards because they're in this generation where if they feel like if they put the card online, there's a good chance you're going to get frauded. Where if you're using cash, that's not going to happen. I think doing the cashless thing's a stupid thing as well, because the older generation like to use cash. My dad was like that. He never used card. He would go to the bank and get cash out. I think going cashless, it takes away from the older generation as well, because people don't like using the cards like we all do now, because it's easy to do. Some generations don't like that, so I think going cashless was a silly idea as well.
Right, okay. Gary?
Yeah, just a quick one. I think in terms of you've got season ticket and you've got used to it and all the rest of it, after a while things start to blend in. My worry is if there's anything out of the ordinary with the club, with the ticket office, they struggle to cope with it. And what I mean by that is, like in my example, my 14-year-old, 13-year-old nephew wants to come to the game. He can't sit next to me because it's all season tickets. So I have to get in touch with the club and say, look, I want to bring him to the game. He can't buy a ticket on his own because he's less than whatever the age is. So therefore, I have to move so he can sit with me. Not a problem, and the club will do it. Except by the time I get through to them, it's all sold out. So, and whether we're talking about people saying, right, I want to move from an adult's ticket to from an adult's ticket to a kid's ticket, or it's dad's ticket, he can go, so I want to move it from that to that. They can't do anything that's out of the ordinary. You can't get through on the phone. Ask AFC, in my opinion, is absolutely useless. I rarely get a response from it. And even going, excuse me, in the office, the lasses are nice in there, but trying to get answers and solutions, it's getting worse instead of better, and we've got to get that bit right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, heaven forbid, if we was lucky enough to get into Europe, then that's going to be a massive logistical, thing what's going to need to be in place. Emma on the chat here says they've charged people an extra £20 on top of the season ticket for moving seats. It's 15,000 fans on the waiting list apparently for a season ticket now. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, as we're growing and getting bigger and better, we've got to grow and we've got to get better in all departments. Dino?
There wasn't like a little banner going around, I think it might have been Anfield, saying noted up in ticket prices. I think there's a lot of clubs what's having a little stand up to that, because raising ticket prices and stuff like that. I know generally we need to raise them because we're probably still doing the championship rates because the season tickets and stuff like that. But I mean, the life of Christ, was it called the pigging? Everything's going up, but your wages and it's so hard now.
Crisis.
That's the one. It doesn't feel right for clubs to be putting prices up once again when it's hard enough as it is anyway. Why put the money up as well? It gets ridiculous, and they'll probably blame it on something else. But it is ridiculous how much you've got to pay to go to football games these days.
Just very quickly before I come to you, Gary, Keith Pev says, I'm coming up to my 70th year, and I find it insulting that young people think we can't use a phone. We're not saying everybody. There's a lot of people. I mean, I'm old, but I'm quite tech savvy. You know what I mean? So, but there are a lot of people out there who are not tech savvy. It's just a fact. We're not saying you, Keith, at 69 years old, can't use a phone, but there are people out there who can't. Sorry, Gary.
No, I was just going to say one worry for me is, I know Liverpool fans, Man United fans, whatever, and they'll go, all right, yeah, this is the beginning of it. You're Premier League now. This is what happens. The community loses touch with the club, and the club are only interested in PSR or squeezing the fans. I don't think it's just about prices. It's things like the supporters branches. Some of the stuff I've described as a supporters branch. You start attacking the supporters branches and undermining some of the great stuff they do to get fans to away games. It goes quite deep, and that's what the Glazers did at Man United. I'm not accusing KLD of that. I don't think that's in his remit, but I think we've got to be very careful. We're not Chelsea, we're not Man United, and we don't want that connection to break. So I'm hoping the fans groups are going to really go to the club with this, because he needs to fix it.
Right, okay. Right. So anyway, we're highlighting that, and we'll keep highlighting it, and hopefully we can make a change at the club. Just on a last thing on it. Interestingly, Liz Gleave says you can't upgrade a ticket even if you want to. So even giving them more money, apparently you can't even do that. How ridiculous that. I mean, as a business, you don't make it difficult to take money off people. So, it seems it's wrong on a lot of fronts, and something what obviously needs looking at. I was going to sort of go on the Forest game. We've run out of time. I'm just going to take a prediction off you. Forest on Friday night. Terry, prediction? There's not 1 week goes by that you don't speak without unmuting yourself, and you've done it again right at the very end. You nearly got through a full show. Go on.
Class.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Forest to turn the table, playing good football, and I think it won't be as easy as people think.
Terry, wash your mouth out. Dino, I'm sorry to keep you up and all that, but prediction for Forest on Friday.
I mean, with Forest winning the day, they're not fighting for their lives, but I still think they'll be fighting just a little bit more just to make sure they get away from Tottenham. So I think they'll turn up, and I think we'll get beat 1-0, unfortunately.
Terry, it's all right. You're saying, still fighting a bit. We've still got a chance of Europe,
I think after a day, I think it might have gone. I do.
No. I mean,
we're 2 points behind Chelsea in 7th.
And we played Chelsea. We played Chelsea the last game of the season as well.
You know what though? I'm thinking. I'm thinking some players now, they're going to be looking towards the World Cup, and I don't feel like they'll want to get injured and stuff like that. Some people don't take that into account, but I am. I'm taking that into account. Some players will get injured.
I think this team probably want Europe like as much as the sport. I think that's what's instilled on it. The amount of interviews when they've said, so what's next? Europe. And I think that's the way they're thinking. And I hope they are. Gary, a prediction from you for Forest on Friday?
I was worried about saying draw because I've been accused of negativity. But after these two, I feel full of the joys. It's either a Sunderland win or it's a draw. I don't see us losing. I mean, Morgan, Gibbs-White, great player. Anderson will be up for it. But no, I think we've got enough to squeeze past them. But I'll predict a draw, 2-2.
2-2. Right, okay. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win then. Mr. Positive on here. So there you go. Anyway, just before we go, Keith Pev says, is Dino a Sunderland supporter? There you go. It was always going to come in.
Because I think we'll get beat. I'm not a happy clapper. I don't just say, we're going to win every game. I'm taking everything into account. They're fighting for their lives. We've done our objective. We could be on the beach, and I think players are looking at the World Cup now. So I think some of them will be a little bit hasty on going in for challenges and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying.
It makes a change because it's normally, he's a Geordie. Listen to the way he speaks and all that. But
remember that twice and a half.
Yeah. Listen. He's Mr. You keep your feet on the ground. I have my head in the clouds. You have your feet on the ground, and it's a good way to be. Anyway, the scores coming in: 3-1 win, 1-1, 1-0, 2-1 Sunderland, 2-0 easy win, and 1-0 Sunderland. So that just about wraps it up. Listen, I know we've run over a bit, but it was important we got the ticketing thing in as well. So thanks for joining us. Terry, do you just want to say bye to everybody?
Bye, everybody.
Fantastic, short and sweet. Dino?
Bye, everyone. Unlucky the day, but on to the next.
Right, okay. Mr. Happy strikes again. Gary, just say bye to everybody.
Bye to everybody.
Right, everybody, there you go. Once again, a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions for sponsoring our channel this season. We couldn't do it without them. And don't forget, check out the website. Go and win yourself some money. Do it. I'll be knocking on your door. You never know. Link in the description, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back again with you next week. And don't forget, of course, if you are a member of the channel, watch for your name and the credits at the end. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.